All right, so for this problem, it asks us to complete the table, and we have this equation given to us, negative 2x plus 5. And so the table looks like this. And the last column of the table is the ordered pair. So part of the table is filled in. It goes from negative 1 up to 2. And then also we have this 5/2 here. So let's go through and fill in this table. So what is happening each time is I'm going to plug in the value for x and then find y. So the first time here, I'm going to plug in negative 1 here. I am going to obtain 2 plus 5, or 7. Then writing it as an ordered pair for the third column, I would put negative 1 comma 7. The next one here. So what changes is in place of the 1, we'll go a 0. And negative 2 times 0 gives me 0. And 0 plus 5 is 5. So I'm just going to finish completing this table. Putting in now 1. Negative 2 times 1 is a negative 2. And a negative 2 plus 5 gives me 3. And I can see with a linear equation that if my numbers are spaced out, each of these from x, they go up 1, except for this one. And so I see the pattern emerging. As it increases by 1 on the x, it decreases by 2. So I can predict, I think this will be a 1, but let me check for sure. So plugging in 2 here, negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4, and negative 4 plus 5 is 1. So my ordered pair would be 2, 1. And now for the last one, I'm going to put in 5/2. So when I multiply by a fraction, sometimes you don't have to do this, but you can write the number over 1, the whole number, because it's the whole number multiplied by a fraction. And then what I do is I multiply across the top, and I multiply across the bottom, and I will obtain negative 10 over 2 plus 5. Well, negative 10 over 2, that simplifies to negative 5, and negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So writing this last one as an ordered pair would be 5/2 comma 0. And that's how I would complete the table for this problem. The second part of this problem asks us to take our ordered pairs and then graph them. So I've got my ordered pairs here, and then we have the graph in WebAssign. On the graph, each grid mark is 1 unit apart. And so I roughly sketched, I put the grid marks, the scale on my XY axis. And so when I go to graph these, I do the X first, so that's the horizontal direction. So the X will go left or right. Then I move up or down the Y amount. So negative 1 and then up to 7. 0 and then up to 5. 1 and then up to 3. 2 and then 1. And then 5/2. 5/2, that's the same as 2.5, so it's halfway between 2 and 3. And then 0. And then I would connect this with a straight line. would sketch a straight line through that, which my line's a little crooked. Let me see if I can make it a little bit better. Hard to draw on the screen. So here is my line. This is the graph of the line. Y equals negative 2x plus 5. So this tells us that it has a slope of negative 2, so it's decreasing, and it will cross the y-axis at 5.